USA Radio News with Tim Berg.
House Speaker Democrat Nancy Pelosi is denying any reports that her caucus is divided on key issues.
With all due respect, let's not waste our time on that. We're talking about what we're going to do to help the American people. Our caucus is unified on all of that.
Pelosi talking to reporters on Wednesday as progressive Democrats have broken with party leadership on several issues in recent weeks. Wednesday on Capitol Hill, lawmakers are sounding more alarms about the explosion of illegal robocalls.
So far this year, scammers are on pace to generate more than 58 billion unwanted illegal robocalls.
During an open Senate hearing, Maine Republican Susan Collins says senior citizens are especially vulnerable to phone scams from robocalls. Collins also says that many of the robocalls originate overseas but have U.S. phone numbers. This is USA Radio News. Articles of impeachment against President Trump are set to be introduced today in the House of Representatives. According to Congressman Jim Jordan of Ohio, this is what the Democrats have been wanting to do all along.
Democrats aren't going to stop. I mean, they're so focused on going after this president, so focused on actually getting to impeachment, I believe, that they're not going to stop at anything, even if it means breaking the rules on the House floor, where there is a certain level of decorum that you must maintain. They are solely focused on doing whatever they can to stop this president, instead of, frankly, working on what can help the country.
An unknown number of Sprint customers may have had their personal data stolen. With more on the story, here's USA Radio Network's Chris Barnes.
Accounts for many Sprint customers compromised through a Samsung website. There are reports that Sprint sent letters to affected customers telling them about it after it was discovered last month. Sprint confirming the breach to tech website Gizmodo, saying credit card and social security numbers were not compromised as they're encrypted.
USA Radio News. With more news on Capitol Hill, at a Senate Judiciary Committee hearing on Tuesday, Google's Vice President of Public Policy said that the tech giant would not launch a search engine over in China. Now, they are already in China, and through the Chinese government, they're able to censor some searches that people in China make. Republican Senator from Missouri Josh Hawley shares with Fox News their reaction when questioned about Google doing business in China.
At first, he acted like he had no idea what I was talking about. He said, we hardly do business in China. And I said, wait a minute. You had a search engine in China for years. You censored the results in accordance with what the communist Chinese government wanted. Why should we believe anything you say now about censorship when we know that you've engaged in it in the past?
The senator also says if they're censoring over in China, they certainly can be doing it here.
What their line is that we never engage in ideological censorship. We would never do that. But we know that they have done it. They've done it for years. They've done it whenever they think it benefits them, whenever it profits them. You just can't believe anything Google says.
The New York City Triathlon plan for Sunday may be shortened due to heat concerns. Mayor Bill de Blasio addressing the warm weather expected for New York.
I respect the rights and freedoms of all Americans. I don't quite understand why the triathlon organizers want to continue with their triathlon at this point.
City officials say they're working with event organizers to ensure that everyone is safe. For USA Radio News, I'm Tim Berg.